Here we go. Predator.
I don't use the regular army. What do you need us for?
Because some damn fool accused you of being the best.
Dillon! You son of a bitch! What's the matter? The CIA got you pushing too many pencils? Huh? Had enough?
Make it easy on yourself, Dutch.
Okay. Never did know when to quit, huh?
Damn good to see you, Dutch.
What is this fucking Thai business?
Oh, come on. Forget about my time.
Hello and welcome to the best movie ever made, an experimental movie podcast designed with one thing in mind, to find the best movie ever made. I'm your host, Chris Ockman. I'm joined by my co-hosts and fellow mad scientist Rob Scucci and Bob Hassick. Hey guys, how are you and why are we doing Predator?
We're doing it because we need to celebrate a good movie. And what was it, season 236, you said, when we totally didn't have a false start and have to reboot everything?
That didn't happen.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, cool.
So
exactly.
I said that then.
We need to redeem Alien vs. Predator, which is one of our bad movies, which you could find at www.theworstmovieevermade.com. This is a great movie. I thought I saw it when I was a kid. I may not have. I think I just saw all the memes and the important clips that we've all seen. So we're here to watch it in full and dissect it and talk about what makes this movie so great compared to all of the other movies that we watch throughout the season that are not. How are you doing, Bob?
Not too bad. I remember watching this in middle school, high school age-ish. And I recently watched another sci-fi movie called
Showgirl.
Shoot, I forget. Oh, no. No, it was called Event Horizon. And it sucked. Yeah. And this was a palate cleanser. So much better.
Nice.
Oh yeah, maybe we'll do Event Horizon for next season.
I'm down.
Yeah.
Cool. Let's throw it to the bumper.
All right, this is Bob describing the movie for the first time. This is totally not the second time he's describing it tonight.
Right.
Let's get a little groovy and have Bob explain the movie. So for your consideration, here's Bob's alliteration.
Okay, I'm going to adjust this because of, of the criticism I got for it before. Arnold and almost Apollo annihilate alien adversary.
I already had that written down on my document. It's like we finish each other's sentences without even knowing it.
No, that's perfect.
Yeah.
It was almost Apollo because it was Carl Weathers, but it wasn't Apollo, and he almost helped kill the alien, but he didn't.
He almost. So yeah, there wasn't. So they went to these military type guys went to a jungle, and for some reason, it was very quickly described and very quickly executed, and then an alien was hunting anyone who was armed, and they had to defend themselves. And that's pretty much the movie.
Yeah. Solid.
Simple, fantastic. Love it. I think we all loved it, right?
Yeah. No, I definitely
liked it. Yeah.
Yeah. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Like I said previously, but didn't really it's one of the rare times where I watched it at regular speed because it was just like, okay, the soundtrack is really fucking cool. The dialogue, it's justifiably corny, I would say. Like it works. Yeah. They did what they set out to do. So
I think so.
Yeah.
Let's see. Now that we know that all of us love it, let's see how the YouTube audience felt about it.
All right.
The worst movie ever made presents. YouTube comments. Made by people who clearly have daddy issues.
So this is my least favorite bit on Good Movie Weeks because like the comments are just like they're preaching to the choir. They're not like it's not like overzealous or anything, but it's just like, oh, okay. I mean, like it's not funny when people like know the assignment and they're just making jokes. So I will go through these quickly. Number 1, back when movies used to be better than trailers. Yes. Number 2, here's a quote. We're a rescue team, not assassins, end quote. Proceeds to blow up whole village. That's pretty good. Next comment. When I was a kid, I watched this movie without knowing anything about it because I never saw the trailer, and boom, this movie kept me glued from start to finish. It's a really fun and thrilling viewing experience. Yes, agreed.
Agreed.
Next comment. Yes. One of the best thriller and military action survival movies of all time. I'm inclined to agree on that. I mean, I haven't seen them all, but it's up there. Next comment. 20th Century Fox presents Arnold Schwarzenegger, Predator. The Hunt begins Friday, June 12th at theaters everywhere. That didn't really give us any information that we can work with, aside from that's probably how it was announced. And the last one, for me, there has been one Predator movie, only 2 Terminator movies, only 3 Die Hard movies, which I'm also inclined to agree with.
I've never really thought about it in the 1, 2, 3 pattern he laid out for us, but yes. Sure, I agree.
But that's it's a mentally sound assessment that we don't typically see on YouTube. So that's indicative enough that this is a good movie.
That's a very good point, Rob. All right, let's see how it does against its competition in the first test we have here. Test number 1, the best of its kind.
Oh, best of its kind. Good movie. Yeah.
Test number 1, the best of its kind.
All right.
Just punched my mic. Predator 2 with Danny Glover. Falls off hard, a 30.
He's getting too old for this shit. That's why.
Wasn't he in Saw 2 as well? And that wasn't any good either.
He was a detective
he was in the first Saw.
Yeah. Wasn't he a detective looking for Jigsaw? I think.
Oh, maybe he is. Yeah, maybe.
It's been a while since I've seen that, and it wasn't good. So
I don't know. I'm not really that big on the Saw. I feel like the first Saw movie was pretty solid, but
first 3
yeah.
First movie.
Tank Girl, Naomi Watts, 43. Where can they find that one?
They can find Tank Girl at www.theworstmovieevermade.com. I think we had video for that one at that point. So you can go
we do.
You can go on YouTube. You can go on Spotify. You can go on Google. You can go on Pocket Casts. And you can go on Apple Podcasts.
Tank Girl, by the way, has many hundreds of views at this point. I'm not sure why that one, but Running Man with Arnie, our boy Arnie, is 67. I really, really love that movie. Maybe we should do it as a bad movie sometime, just so we can talk about it. But
it's tough.
No,
because
I love it too much. I love it way too much.
It's tough because movies in this genre that are like 65% and higher, I feel like they're critically not well received, but they're like fan favorites. So like, it's tough.
I love it. I love Running Man.
Yeah.
Richard Dawson too, like a rare like role for Richard Dawson. Yeah. No Escape, some movie with Ray Liotta, got a 57. I don't know what it is.
Not me either.
And I also don't know what. Yeah, I don't know about Mutant Chronicles either with Ron Perlman, but a 17 there.
Okay, so next season for sure.
Yeah, maybe an average of 42.8. How did The Predator do? I keep saying it's just Predator. How did Predator do?
I know the answer.
I'm going to say not as high as you want it to be. I'm going to say like 82, 83.
You're right on the money. It's an 80, and that's bullshit.
Good job, Rob.
It's one of the things. I think critics that watch a lot of the shit that aren't into like sci-fi, they're a bit jaded, so they go lower than the fans who are just like looking for this type of thing.
Yeah. They're probably also giving some deductions for Arnold being Arnold in the movie, and they feel like Arnold can't be a muscle man who like does puns in a good movie. But But I don't think it detracts. If anything, for me, it adds. So with Predators 80, it's a plus 37.2, just to show you. Plus 37.2. Very nice. And best of its kind. Why don't we throw it to test number 2? Ain't that a pitch?
Yeah.
Excuse me, madame. May I have a little kiss, please? A little kiss, please. Come on. Come on. Whoop.
Ain't that a pitch?
All right. I'll go first.
All right.
Simply a masterpiece. That's what they gave us. A company of soldiers, only the bravest. Rescue mission in the jungle. But the task gets all bungled when they are hunted by a 9-foot Geena Davis.
Pretty good. Bob, you or me?
I'll go.
Okay.
There once was a military team and a predator who eventually became only 2 competitors. Dutch and Predator barely kept their clothing on, and this girl seems to know exactly what's going on and for whatever reason, Dutch protected her.
That's true. He's just a good dude, I guess.
Dutch and Dillon reconnect without a hitch. But it was all a ruse, that son of a bitch. The forest is the test, and the predator the proctor. Blam, 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 blam. Get to the chopper.
Damn. I don't know, Bob. What do you think?
I'm going Chris 4.
I'm going Chris 4 for the Geena Davis jab.
Hell yeah. Brought it back around. Thank you. I think I deserve that one. Let's throw it on to our next test. This is test number 3. What works well?
What works well? Let's go to there. What works well?
Test number 3. What works well?
Currently workshopping new names for that test. I just hate it. I can't come up with a good one that really works. So email us and let us know what you think, and make fun of us while you're at it. I've got 7 of these bad boys, and then I'm going to ask you for mentions, of course. But starting with skinned humans, still shocking.
Yeah, agreed.
Like the moment I see them, every time I watch the movie, I'm like, wow, ooh, you know. Yeah.
Sick.
Hey, Hunter's getting hunted.
Ooh.
It's awesome. Kev blew my mind when I was 19. I had seen this movie before, but he's like, the reason this movie is so good is that it's a macho movie where all these guys are hunting down their prey out in the jungle. They kill this encampment of dudes with really no trouble. But then the tables are turned and they're the hunted, and that's as good as they are. And I was like, damn, when you put it that way, it's really awesome. Number 3, Blain's MTV T-shirt. This is Jesse Ventura. I'm sorry, I didn't know where to put it. I have to mention it. He's got a really cool MTV shirt back when MTV stood for music television. But he's carrying this giant Tommy gun thing. He's got an MTV shirt, and it's just cool. And he's not cool for reasons we'll talk about probably in what doesn't age well later. Yes. But number 4, Dillon pushing pencils puts platoon in peril.
Yes.
So I really like that he's a step slow in the movie. You know, he's the guy that's doing all the paperwork now and not out in the field doing the stuff. So he does trip and fumble and lose the girl, and I just think that their callbacks to that are really well done.
Yeah.
I got 3 more. Number 5, the psychological impact on Mac, I thought was done really, really well.
Yeah.
When he is shaving and just snaps the razor blade, you know?
Yeah,
I can think of a couple
nervous.
of them.
That's what centers him, is just running the dry blade across his face.
Yeah.
Well, that apparently was his idea, to have him shave, as Rob said, to center himself. And I guess the crew had to scramble quickly to come up with a razor that squirted blood for that last little snap on his face.
Huh.
Yeah. It's a cool shot.
That was all his idea. It was his improv. So I thought that was good on him.
Bill Duke?
I have no idea.
I think his name's Bill Duke. He's in a bunch of these movies.
So you're reading the script and you're setting up a $10 million shot, and you're like, hey, what if I shaved in this?
Razor that squirts blood. Number 6, Arnie gets a Rambo reel.
Yeah.
I mean, why did we watch Rambo, right? It's so that he can set up all these traps and not kill people, but basically, and then we get to see Arnold do it. You know, I mean, this came out in '87. When did the First Blood come out?
First Blood was 81 or 82.
Yeah,
82.
So I think Arnold until '87 was jealous of his forest trickery and wanted a movie where he does this.
Rambo was 85, I think.
No, Rambo. First Blood was 82. You're
right. And Rambo was 85, I think. First Blood Part 2.
I'm getting 82. That's 2008. Last Blood is 2019. Rambo 3 is 88. So probably in between First Blood and Rambo 3. So
right.
We're gonna say it came out before 87, right?
Yeah, 85.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah.
I think Arnold was just like, I need one of those. I've got to have my own jungle scene where I set up traps for my opponents to fall into. They're like, but you only have one opponent. He's like, then let me lift the vehicle and put the dynamite in it. That would be cool.
Arnie.
Number 7, you know what? I got to give him credit for the CGI. It's still not bad.
It doesn't age particularly well, but compared to like some newer films that come out that aren't as high budget, it's superior.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's just cool. Like when you
it was a green screen type effect that they just layered until it looked the way it did. I thought it was pretty brilliant.
Yeah, I really liked when the Predator is like crawling by Arnold and he's like mud covered and under the. I think he's like clinging to the bottom of the log or something.
Yeah,
and you can see Arnold through him. They had the effect of that layered like body camouflage, and I for 87, I thought it was really fucking cool.
Yeah.
You guys want to mention anything else that works really well for you still?
No.
It's more catch-all material, so I'm gonna not dip into my my sack of accolades that I have.
No sack dipping.
Okay,
no accolade sack dips.
I hear though, if you dip it in teriyaki, you can taste it. Anyway, let's go to Rob's ad read.
Sure.
Go down to Marie Callender's. Get me a big bowl. Pie, some ice cream on it. Good. Put some on your head. Your tongue would slap your brains out trying to get to it. Interested? Sure.
Rob's ad read.
Today's episode of The Worst Movie Ever Made is brought to you by A24's latest funk odyssey, The Jumeirah Fly. Jeff Goldblum turns into a flying hat that dances. That's the whole movie.
I'm in. That's your ad read? Sick. I would definitely go see it.
Yeah.
Test number 4, the best dialogue.
Yeah.
Test number 4, the best dialogue.
Number.
I lost my daddy clips, by the way. I don't know where they went.
No way.
I gotta redo them. Yeah.
Well, it's clip number 5. 5.
There you go.
This is Hawkins.
Billy, break left. Knock right. What the? This is your blood.
What the hell did you do to him?
Major, you better take a look at this.
Did you find Hawkins?
I can't tell.
Right.
There you go. There's the severity of the punishment that the predator inflicts on his prey, ripping the body apart in such a way that they can't identify which soldier he just killed. Yeah. I love that. But let's go to a combo of good acting and good dialogue. This is number 4. Full pack.
Oh, yeah. Good stuff.
Sergeant. 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 Who get us today?
I don't know. I only saw one of them camouflaged. He was there. Those eyes disappeared.
What was that?
Those eyes there. They disappeared. I know one thing, Major. I drew down and fired straight at it. Capped off 200 rounds in the minigun. Full pack. Nothing. Nothing on this earth could have lived. Not at that range.
Mac, you take first watch. Then you get some rest.
Yeah.
Dope. Nothing on this earth could have lived. Good foreshadowing by Mac there, who doesn't know exactly what he's saying and how true it is.
Yep.
This is now. I think the rest are just classic clips, and you already know them. But let's just go through it anyway. Number 3. This one's MFer.
Yeah.
Oh man, you gotta love when Arnold says it. It's not right, but it's somehow it's perfect.
Yeah.
All right, number 2. This is Alabama Tick.
Son of a bitch is dug in like an Alabama tick.
You're hit. You're bleeding, man.
I ain't got time to bleed.
Oh. Okay. You got time to duck?
Love that interplay. So Jesse Ventura's Blain is just like fucking badass, right? Like, number 1, Alabama tick thing. I don't know. I didn't research Alabama ticks and how deep they dig into your skin or whatever. I don't know if that's true. I didn't love the way it sounded. But then the other guy is like, "You're bleeding," and he's like, "I got time to bleed," which is really cool. And then you think he shut the other dude up, right? But then he's like, "Oh, okay," and then he like shoots off a bunch of grenades or whatever that land, and he's like, "You got time to duck," and hits him back with it. And Blain has no choice but to like cower under the the power of his weapon, which just shoots it back at him. So every single person in this company is a badass. That's just the way it is, and that's a good way to display it with that dialogue there. Yeah. But it does not compare, of course, to our number 1 clip this week after the drum roll.
You know what? Fuck it.
It bleeds.
This thing is hunting us. All of us. You know that.
What the hell do you think you're doing?
You're gonna need everyone.
I'm taking her back. We're out of here in 5 minutes.
We're not going yet.
Look, the rendezvous is 10 to 12 miles away from here. You think the chopper's gonna wait?
Dillon, we make a stand now, or there will be nobody left to go to the chopper.
There is something else. When the big man was killed, you must have wanted it.
Big man was killed.
Its blood was on the leaves.
If it bleeds, we can kill it.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, Arnold.
Bravo.
Fuck yeah. Plus, we got 2 choppers in there. I love it. All right, let's throw it to test number 5, the best production.
Best production.
Test number 5, the best production.
So I was torn between 2 things here. First of all, my initial reaction when watching the movie was its pacing. It was so good.
Fantastic.
And even Ebert said that, and I'm paraphrasing here, he said something like, it moves at a breakneck pace, delivering what it's promised, a good action movie. Something like that.
Nice.
Yeah.
But when I read about the movie, I came across overcoming adversity.
Ooh.
Okay.
Fun.
There was a variety of hardships for the actors. Like there were leeches, snakes, humidity, heat, rough terrain. Even the night scenes, they were all filmed and it was freezing cold at night, which was especially hard on Arnie because during that one, like the last half of the film, he was covered in mud and water.
Yeah.
And he was cold and wet in the dark. And he was warned it would take his body to like low temperatures, but he was shivering nonstop. And even when they tried to heat him with like heat lamps, it just made the clay dry, and he couldn't film anymore. Actually, what they tried to do to warm him up was to have him drink this schnapps mixture.
Yeah,
but all it did was make him drunk. It just made him drunk. And then the Predator, the guy that played the Predator, he was like a 7'2" guy.
Yeah.
The suit weighed about 200 pounds.
Wow.
Oh,
the actor had to be on like bungee cords just to make him look like he was moving like realistically. Wow. And also when he was standing on like trees and branches, they actually had to be made out of concrete because him and the suit weighed so much.
Jesus.
And it just sounded like everyone was dealing with major like infestations and I think the guy who played Predator actually said something like this was more of a survival film than a Predator film. Like because
for
of
the
how much they
actors
had to deal with.
Yeah.
If you see like the panic on their faces, it's probably coming from a real place, not from like a predator hunting them, but because like they're like, dude, can we fucking finish this shot right now? Because we're tired.
It
and we're
sounds
sweating.
like it.
Yeah.
Plus, they were all working out nonstop because they had to be like so ripped, like every one of them. Like, look at them.
Yeah,
they were all working out like at 4 a.m.
Yeah,
that is crazy.
Imagine having to work out for 6 hours and thinking your day is done. They're like, all right, now we're gonna shoot for 12 hours. You're just like,
yeah, I can't imagine.
So I can't tear myself between those two. But overcoming adversity, once I read about it, I was more impressed.
I love that. And then why don't we throw pacing in its merit section?
I like that.
Oh, good idea. I like
Perfect.
That. I like that.
All right, let's throw it to test number 6, the best acting.
Best acting. Here we go.
Test number 6. The best acting.
All right. Hello?
One. Hi.
Oh.
Hi.
Should I? One, Daddy.
Normally you say here's clip number, and then I press it. So okay.
One.
Huh. I have that daddy. I don't have the other daddy.
That's nice. I like it. All right, this is Expendables.
We got him. I think this is what you're looking for.
You sales out! It's all bullshit. All of it. The cabinet minister, the whole business. Got us in here to do your dirty work.
Look, we just stopped a major invasion. In 3 days, they'd have been across the border with this stuff.
Why us?
Because nobody else could have pulled it off. You pissed about the cover story. I knew I couldn't get you in here without it.
So what story did you hand to Hopper?
Look, we've been looking for this place for months. My men were in that chopper when it got hit. Hopper's orders were to go in and get my men, and he disappeared.
He didn't disappear. He was skinned alive.
And my orders were to get somebody in who could crack these bastards.
So you cooked up a story and dropped the 6 of us in a meat grinder. What happened to you, Dillon? You used to be somebody I could trust.
I woke up. Why don't you? You're an asset. An expendable asset. And I used you to get the job done. Got it?
My men are not expendable. And I don't do this kind.
Yeah, man. Obviously, got to give it to Carl Weathers. He's just the best. But Arnold's like kind of keeping pace with him. It's like I think he's known as not a great actor at this point in his career.
Mm-hmm.
Whether he's ever considered one of the best actors, I'm not sure. Later in his career, like people have credited him with actual good acting.
Yeah.
I don't think he's a bad actor on the whole, but like this, I think is where he kind of broke into the consciousness of people.
I think like this and Terminator, because Terminator he was playing a robot, so like it kind of played off like his thick accent.
Yeah,
and his like
it works.
But in this one, like just because it's so military and like they're so cut and dry with their dialogue, it works for his personality in this movie really well.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think Running Man and this make a good combo deal.
Yeah, I really wanted to. How is it that we can do Running Man? Because I don't think we can do it as either a good or a bad. I feel like I run into these. It's not good enough to be a good movie. It's not bad enough to be a bad movie. I love it, but
it could be a bonus live watch episode.
Oh my god, I love it. Put it on the list.
Let's figure out how to do that. Yes.
Hell yeah. That's gonna be maybe that's one of our TikTok things at some point or something.
Ooh.
Yeah.
All right, number 2. This is the score.
Out there, bastard trees. You see it? I see you.
I see it. Yeah. I see it. You know, we can get this thing back. You work your way down there toward him. I'll move up around, get in back of him, flush him toward you. When I flush that son of a bitch, you nail him.
I got a score to settle.
We both got scores to settle.
Yeah.
They're both so good.
And
Yeah,
they still don't know what they're facing, but they know it's terrifying. But they're like, "It's mine, motherfucker."
Yeah, right. They're just manly men. All right, let's throw it quickly to number 3. How about some more Bill Duke? This is Saw Something.
What happened? I saw it. You saw what? I saw it.
Blain. No powder burns. No shrapnel.
The wounds all fused, cauterized. What the hell could have done this to a man?
Mac.
Mac, look at me. Who did this?
I don't know, goddamn. I saw something.
Not a thing. Not a fucking trace. No blood, no bodies. We hit nothing.
Yeah.
We hit nothing. And that's where you're like, God damn. I got one more real short one for you. You know what? I don't know if you count this as acting. I'm just gonna play it. Rob, you know which clip this is, right? I'm not gonna even say the name because I don't want to spoil it. This is just number
4. Yarg.
Check this shit out.
Yeah.
Did Arnold do that?
It doesn't sound like it's coming from him. But
whoever did that,
yeah.
what the
It might be
fuck, man?
dubbed.
I would run in fear.
Yeah. It might be dubbed.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. That is a hell of a scream, whoever did it.
Yeah.
Okay, that was Warcry. Let's throw it now to fact or no fact.
Sure.
Bob's gonna give you a
Rob, you ever thought of that?
in fact or no fact.
Based on the fact that I didn't see that overdub come across in fact or no fact, means that was Arnold's voice. It was him.
All right.
Arnold.
Right. So I am calling this game To Catch a Predator.
Why don't you have a seat?
Yeah, have a seat.
All right. So you guys are looking for a lie. I dug up 4 things from this movie and 1 from a different movie. Okay. But they had the same people in it. So we'll see if we can figure it out.
All
right. First one. Jesse Ventura was told by Wardrobe that he had bigger arms than Arnold. So he made a bet with Arnold to measure their arms. And he lost the bet because Wardrobe was told by Arnold to tell him that.
God, I hope that's true.
Okay.
Okay. Speaking of Jesse Ventura, the director had kept Jesse Ventura and Arnold out of close-ups together because Ventura was larger than Arnold and didn't want him to look bigger.
Okay.
Third one. The studio's insurance company would not agree to insure the production unless a bodyguard was hired for the character that played Billy, the Native American character, because the sole purpose of protecting people from him. The bodyguard followed him everywhere because they wanted to make sure he didn't get into a fight, since he was well known to be violent and short-tempered.
So he's hot-headed.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah. Fourth one, Van Damme was cast as the Predator, but the suit was too much for him. He was too short, and complained that he wouldn't be seen on camera without the suit on.
Okay,
that's just so funny to think of, like a 5'7" Predator.
No bare-assed Predator doing roundhouse kicks.
Right.
The Predator's just like stuck between two trees doing a split.
Okay. And the fifth one. Real venomous snakes and scorpions invaded the set during filming. All right, find the line.
All right, so I believe the snakes. I'm going backwards here. I believe the venomous snakes because, I mean, you said there was a lot of hardships and they overcame a lot of adversities. I'd imagine that being one of them, being that you said there were leeches. So snakes and scorpions are leech adjacent in my mind in this kind of environment. I believe Van Damme had what you said about Van Damme. If you were to have been cast or considered, sounds like things that he would have had contention with, because he is quite short. We've established through all the Van Damme movies we've done at www.theworstmovieevermade.com that he does. I mean, we never confirmed it, but we assume that there's things in his contract that like allow for bare ass splits and him kicking something that he's trapped to.
Right.
So, I mean, all those things are in line with what we know about the man. So that's on the maybe pile. Studio's insurance company would not agree to insure production unless bodyguard was hired for Billy. I don't know enough about him, so I'll circle back to that. Director kept Ventura and Arnold out of close-ups because Ventura was larger. But that kind of contradicts that the whole wardrobe switcheroo, because the way that was said, it says Arnold's arms are actually bigger. But so Arnold's arms could be bigger, but Ventura could be overall a bigger dude.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go with the insurance company, and here's why. The guy who played Billy very well could have been a hothead, violent guy, but based on the size of everybody else alone, I feel like they probably could have kept him in check, or he would have had second thoughts about maybe throwing hands with the actors because they could easily kick the shit out of him. But that would also explain why they need an insurance company, because he starts throwing hands and then Arnold and Ventura just beat the shit out of him. So
fair.
That is protecting an asset. But I have a feeling that might be the thing Bob was saying belongs to another movie where maybe he was like the bigger guy in the group and he could cause serious damage to whatever talent he's working with. So I'm going to say number 3 is the lie and it belongs to another movie.
Okay.
I'm interested in director didn't want any close-ups with Ventura and Arnold demonstrating the size difference and real snakes penetrating the set. But like you said, Rob, it was infested with other things, so that why not poisonous snakes as well? So I'm gonna go with the director didn't want close-ups with Ventura and Arnold.
All right.
Okay.
We both
Arnold's arms were indeed bigger, and he told Wardrobe to tell Jesse that his arms were smaller.
I mean, it's like he was Mr. Universe or whatever, right? So
exactly,
not surprising.
Yeah.
But Jesse was bigger, and in the Running Man, they wanted
fight.
to keep them out of the same. Well, they don't forget
they don't
only fight. They don't. It was only made it look like they were fighting. So
but they must have really shot together in Running Man.
They did. However, they kept them out of close-ups together. because Ventura is larger than Arnold.
Damn.
In The Running Man.
Okay.
So Chris is right. That fact was from The Running Man.
Damn.
Damn it. Okay.
So Chris wins.
All right.
Again.
Yes.
So yeah, the studio actually would not agree to insure the production unless there was a bodyguard hired for Billy.
His name's Sonny something.
Sonny Landham. Yeah.
Sonny Landham. Yeah, I've heard he's a wild child.
Apparently, he's a wild. Yeah, and Van Damme was the predator. It was
I knew that
widely known he was the predator. And yes, real venomous snakes, scorpions, and frogs invaded the set during filming.
Venomous frogs. Arnold Schwarzenegger dies by venomous frog on shooting a new movie, Predator.
Well, so they actually were filming the Predator right around the time he was getting married to Maria Shriver. And she actually stayed on set one of the days when they had a frog invasion to the barracks.
That's really funny.
She freaked out.
Who wouldn't? Yeah, who wouldn't?
Yeah,
I would.
Yeah.
All right, hey, let's throw it to the catch-all.
Sure.
Oh my God!
It appears that we've caught everything.
Oh my God!
It's horrible.
Oh my God!
It's horrible, huh?
Oh my God!
Right.
Is this Arnold's best movie? Is it Total Recall? Is it Terminator 2? I feel like it's one of the three.
I'd say this is a close second to the first Terminator, which I watched the first two when I was growing up, but I always latched on to Terminator 2 because it's like more fun.
Yeah.
But I recently rewatched the Terminator, and I think it's a superior film in almost every way.
I mean, it is.
To everything. Yeah.
I don't know. I have issues with the first one being a little slow, but at the same time, I really, really like The Running Man. Like Chris is right. Running Man is just such a
really good
fun movie.
It is so much fun.
Is that one of the many Philip K.
I would list that as my favorite Arnie movie.
Wow, no kidding.
All right.
Yeah.
I do love it, and it's so funny too. There's so many like moments that are like unintentional Arnold comedy moments that I treasure.
Yeah,
he's definitely strong in his pun game in that one.
Yeah,
yeah.
Just a bunch of quotables like "You must be very proud of yourself" when he's talking about the girl for making like black market purchases and stuff. I don't know. It's just awesome. But anyway, go ahead, Bob.
I'm going to say any movie that uses Little Richard music has my heart.
Yeah, that's fair.
But whose boombox was that on the helicopter?
I don't know.
Brought it on and said, fuck it, we're leaving it here?
Yeah.
Maybe it's the pilots.
But they played Little Richard. Oh, love it.
Yeah. I have convincing camaraderie. The opening helicopter sequence when they're flying into the jungle, not a lot of dialogue, but you learn everything you need to know about every character. There's the one guy making the pussy jokes that are like to mixed reviews.
I think they're kind of funny.
Yeah,
they're crass.
They're crass, but it's like, it establishes like everybody's kind of mental state in a way that's believable, and it illustrates the point that they've been working together for so long that like they can just like a quick like a little affirmative nod or like a little like wink, like with the eyebrows.
Yeah.
Like you know, like they've been in this for the long haul, and like they're just gonna get into it and do what they have to do, and not much dialogue in that sequence, and you didn't need it because you just kind of understood their connection to one another at that point.
Rob, to your credit, and to piggyback on that. Sorry, Bob, did you want to go?
No, I agree. That's all.
They're condensing. I feel like a good writing staff can find ways to condense in a smart way that gives you enough context anyway. And I think the name Dutch is like perfect because instead of doing the Van Damme movie thing where they explain that he was like a legionnaire and he is coming to like to enter this kickboxing tournament or like you know, his brother is American, but they got split up as kids or whatever, you know, whatever it is. His name is Dutch, and that's all you need to know.
Yeah. Yep.
Is he Dutch? Who knows? Who cares? Maybe the military guys are just like, we're just going to call him Dutch because he sounds Dutch. And that's good enough for me. And that explains his accent, and it doesn't bother me anymore because his name is Dutch.
Yeah.
Also, here's my next catch-all. Ventura with the gay slander, not so good. It is funny, though, when he says that the chewing tobacco will make you a sexual tyrannosaurus.
That was really good.
Unfortunately, those two were linked in like the same moment, and it was definitely not cool. But the sexual tyrannosaurus makes me laugh every time.
Yeah,
Bob.
It does show of the time, you know. So I'll have to give it a little bit of leeway that that kind of personality, and you knew he wasn't going to make it for that exact reason.
Yeah, for sure.
It was part of their lexicon, and it made him less likable, which means you're less attached to him if he gets killed.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and they're the machoist of macho men too. So.
Yeah.
So the village raid. How did they not know? This is a criticism. How did they know the hut they blew up didn't hold hostages?
I hated that. I agree. I have that as well, but you're right.
All right. This needs to be addressed in any movie where chain guns are being fired off. Hearing damage. Let's talk about that for a second.
There's none.
Once again, I always point to the show Archer, where a single round pops off in an elevator, and the rest of the episode, like at various points, he got a finger in one.
Yeah.
Well, with all the infestations and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Which goes to my catch-all, which was, where were the insects? Like, I was expecting lots and lots of insect life, and there was like zero. But at the same time, there was other things. Maybe they picked a jungle that didn't have insects, but they had other like creepy crawly things, you know?
Yeah, true. Yeah. I wanted to know also, Bob, if it was a real waterfall stuntman. I'm not sure if you know the answer to that one. But...
when he jumped off the water?
Yeah, like he falls into like rushing water, and it looks like a person doing it.
It definitely was not Arnie, that's for sure.
Yeah, no way. They would never risk it. But...
I'm pretty sure that was a stuntman. Yeah.
Yeah, but it looked convincing enough to me that like someone dove into the bottom of like they must have scoped out the bottom first.
Yeah.
But...
Well, get this: when Arnie was running from the predator in the water, he was covered in leeches by the time he came out.
Gross.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
Gross. That's really disgusting. So one thing I've been saving for now because I wasn't sure if I was going to make it on fact or no fact. This is just one thing I knew for a while. The predator's blood. You know what it's made out of?
I do. I think.
Yes, glow sticks.
DEW.
Yeah.
KY jelly.
Yeah, KY jelly and glow stick juice.
Oh, it's not Mountain Dew.
No, they
no.
No. Yeah, it's Diet Double Dew.
Yeah, it's Diet Double Dew.
Code Red.
Yeah.
I really thought it was. I wrote a joke calling it Mountain Dew, and then I was like, actually, I think it is Mountain Dew. So.
Yeah, no, it's just fucking sex lube and glow sticks. Yeah.
So it's porn water.
Yeah, porn water, exactly.
It is porn water. Yes.
Blain and Max snip a tripwire, throw out bird calls, and otherwise prove tactical prowess in the beginning.
Yeah.
I really like the bird call where he's like, and that probably cut out, but
Yes.
then he's there to stab the dude. It's really good.
I was wondering, how does she even know where the chopper is? Like, he's like, get to the chopper.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I'll go.
I didn't think about that.
That's very.
I thought about it
runs
immediately.
in a wreck.
It pissed me off because I'm like, this movie's good, and this is taking me out.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
The lifting of the car with
Yeah.
the dynamite. What I mean, this came out after Commando, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think in Commando he lives in a whole phone booth. So
Yeah,
it reminded me of,
over his back.
It reminded me of Commando and the giant log. But this was believable because like guys our size or a little bigger, like the two of us could probably lift the car up off its rear wheels. Like so it was you could suspend some disbelief, but it's believable that someone his size could actually pick up a military vehicle that probably has a lighter frame for like movement. So
it has like no back wheels either.
It's just a frame with empty. There's no like interior. It's just like stripped down. So like it was. In other instances, I would suspend disbelief to enjoy that scene, but this one I was like, I could see him doing that. So,
he probably could.
Kudos
just
on them.
Why did he?
Yeah.
But Bob, remember in Running Man when he's got a giant steel beam over his shoulder?
Yeah.
Yes.
Just thought I'd bring that back in.
Yeah.
I love in any movie, anytime Arnold says, "What duh?"
What duh? Yeah.
What duh? Love that. Okay, that's mine.
So he made a bow and arrow. He also sharpened sticks for traps.
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
All this in like the same night. I can't
without
imagine.
the predator like finding him and killing him.
Right, and then the mud stayed cold, and the predator couldn't see the heat behind his eyes when he had his eyes open.
True.
Issues we should
That
consider. Yeah.
That got me.
Also, I think the Mythbusters proved that mud would not have saved him anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
So I watched this so many times in my high school, college age years that only now am I looking at it critically. So
yeah,
I'll give it a lot of staying power to make it this long in my life to not until now look at it critically.
Yeah. It's a great.
That's how much fun it is. That's how much fun it is.
It really is.
Speaking to the writing, I like how exposition isn't really needed. Like the title suggests there is a predator, right? And like you know like the very high level of their mission. They got to go in, rescue a chopper, and then shit happens, and then they have to deal with the shit. But like they never beat it over your head like, oh, this thing has an invisibility cloak and like it only kills for sport. So if you don't have a weapon, you're not gonna like they arrive to those conclusions naturally, and they quickly say it in passing, and then they just because of their training, they just know to keep it in like their memory bank and just move forward. They don't beat you over the head with it. Yeah. They figure out like, oh yeah, like if you're not armed, you have a better chance because you're not prey. There's no sport.
Yeah,
exactly.
Right.
So I liked how they did that. They didn't beat it over your head. It was just very good writing. They showed you and they didn't tell you.
Agreed. This movie makes me want to lift weights, shoot guns, and chew tobacco.
Oh fuck yeah, dude. Yeah.
Okay, go ahead, Bob.
This is another fun movie ruined by countless sequels trying to recapture the magic.
Honestly.
Yeah. Yeah. What was I gonna say? Shit. Okay. I know this is a product of its time in the 80s.
Yeah.
But when Billy, when he cuts himself to attract the predator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it just looks so fucking bad, dude. And like I know you got to work with what you have. Like they did what they could with the budget and the time that this movie came out. But like it was like they had a plastic blade with like red ink on it that he just like just dragged across his pectoral.
It did look bad.
Yeah, it did look bad. I agree. Let's play a clip.
Sure. Which one we got?
This is Meme.
Meme, you got it.
What the hell are you?
What the?
It just sounds wet, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is the laugh too human? I mean, if it wasn't human, you wouldn't know it was a laugh necessarily. But
I saw it as a form of like mimicry because he did repeat things throughout to like kind of like throw like their trail off when they were looking for him earlier. So
like he understood what laughing is.
Yeah,
the guy that did the voice for the Predator was the same guy that did the voice for the original like 1930 something King Kong.
Wow.
So apparently he was like hesitant because I guess his voice really suffered from doing a lot of like rough voices like growling and snarling.
Yeah.
And so he was like, I don't know if I want to do another movie. And then he saw the Predator, like the costume, the face, and he's like, oh, I gotta do this.
Hell
so
yeah.
he did it.
Yeah.
So that was him making all the clicking and all that kind of shit.
Sounds so wet and uncomfortable.
Yeah, it does. But the reason I called it meme is because there's just like awesome gif of Arnold picking up the rock to go smash the Predator's head in, and then the Predator like pulls out his little like wrist like computer thing and it starts playing music, and Arnold just like puts down the rock. If you haven't seen that gif, it's awesome.
Oh, they play the theme from Beverly Hills Cop, right?
Yes. Yeah, I think that's right. All right, that's mine. Go ahead, Bob.
This is my last one.
Oh, okay.
The helicopter pilot at the end of the movie is Kevin Peter Hall, the actor who played the Predator.
Hey, nice.
So apparently it was such a pain in the ass for him to be the Predator. The director was like, I'll give you one part that's outside the suit just to, give you a little face time.
So we can see your face, yeah.
You want some chocolate milk and to ride in the chopper? Just give me some chocolate milk and you can ride the chopper. We'll get some McDonald's after that, okay, big guy?
Shamrock Cheek.
He was a big guy, by the way. He was 7'2".
Yeah, that's a big dude.
I think I'm going to end on this one too, but it's something I need to bring up that I bring up in a lot of our episodes. Their craft service bill must have been astronomical because these guys are all like probably in excess of 250 pounds working out. Like they're probably burning like 15,000 calories a day. They're like on the Michael Phelps diet, probably.
Yeah.
Whereas, like,
probably.
I want to have three large cheese pizzas and 4 pounds of oatmeal every morning. And then like 14 ham sandwiches covered in butter and mayonnaise. Like, I imagine like they just piled food, and plus it's cold at night, and that I can only imagine they were just tilting like long tables down, just like piling food into their mouths in between takes.
Probably. All right, I got a bunch more, so I'll just lightning round.
Yeah.
I love the Predator medical kit with the Predator feeling pain. That whole sequence was cool. Yeah, like stitching himself up. Wild boar battle. I was wondering whether or not that was necessary, but it does lead to the Predator stealing his trophy kill, which I kind of like.
Yeah.
It's really not an Arnold muscle movie, even though we get that.
Yeah.
Mac shaving with no gel is a nice detail I wrote, but we talked about that already. The 3 dots on Mac's arm, and then he like leans forward, and they're on his head, and it blows his head up.
Yeah.
Right.
Rough way to go for Dillon. Why don't we? And we don't even know what happens to Billy after he like cuts his chest open. We just hear him scream, which I like. Awesome thriller moment.
We see it later. He pulls his spine out.
Yeah, he gets like dropped on the tree branch. That's true. Which at first I thought was the girl, and I was like, "What the hell?" I thought she survived, but anyway, it was just the hair, I think. Anyway, I love the thriller moment when the predator jumps in the water. You can't see it; you just see the splash. Thought that was cool. The predator shooting at random stuff in the jungle, and then you see the predator on like the tree bridge, and there's explosions and stuff, and it's just like a really cool shot.
Mm-hmm.
There was a giant snake on a branch trope. There was a throw a rock for a distraction trope. But it does tell the predator where he is, and then he shoots. So then Dutch knows where the predator is. That kind of works nice. I wrote bomb spear. Nice.
Yeah, that was fucking dope, dude.
Bomb spears are just cool. We should see more. There's not enough bomb spears in movies.
Not enough bomb spears, yeah.
You know, Dutch goes to swing on a branch, but it breaks, and then he falls into the water, washing off the mud. That makes him visible, and then Arnold Schwarzenegger gets his ass kicked in a blockbuster movie, which I liked.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, it's very anti Dwayne Johnson, who like he has like a clause in his contract where he always has to win a fight or something.
Yeah, he
like that.
he will not lose. Yeah,
yeah.
The moment the predator realizes he's walking into a trap and then goes around it, you're like, "Holy fuck!" But then Arnold drops the hammer on him.
Dude, that was a comedic element. Like I don't mean to keep butting in, but he's sitting there. He's like, come on, and he's like, And he just, like...
yeah, he goes up and around it. It's like shit. And then of course there's the dive away from an explosion trope.
Yeah.
And the last clip of the night is a quick one. This one's just called Carl Weathers.
Yeah.
That's just him catching a gun and smiling at the camera. It's really cheesy, but it's for you, Carl. Rest in peace, my friend.
Yeah.
Because he is a close personal friend.
Oh, speaking to the camaraderie thing real quick, there's one point where when they're sizing up the situation, and Dutch just hands his gun back, and like without hesitation, one of his guys just grabs it, and like the other person hands over the binoculars. Like, I think that spoke volumes to like how well they knew each other and how many missions they've been on, without explicitly saying. And I really admired and appreciated that one little detail. He's just like, all right, cool, got it. Yeah.
It is, it's a lot of little details like that just like, yeah. All right, let's sort to what we're watching.
Sure.
I got a letter for you. A letter?
Yeah, it's a letter that talks about all the things we're watching now.
Give me the letter. Give me the damn letter now. Give me the letter. Give me the letter now. Get it. Grab it. Give me the letter. Try again. Now.
Yeah. All right, same order?
Yeah. I'm watching and I can't believe I'm saying this because it's been I don't know how many years since the show started, like 30 years, but I'm watching the X-Files.
I've got to go back to that. Vince Gilligan did a lot of those from Breaking Bad. Like he wrote them.
Oh, no kidding. I didn't know that. Yeah. They're good. I was surprised.
Like my really fucking good.
Yeah, my wife started watching it, and I just thought I would think it was cheesy, but the writing is great. It's a good show. I was surprised, but I'm enjoying it.
It's really. I like how it's episodic, but and like vaguely serialized. Like there's like very subtle continuity, but like you could watch them as standalones, kind of.
You could, yeah.
I'm trying to watch the catalogs of John Carpenter and Darren Aronofsky. Okay. And John Carpenter, I just watched In the Mouth of Madness, and it's about a writer who, well, I guess it's hard to explain. It's hard to explain, and I'd recommend watching it if you're patient. Has a Stephen King feel, even though it's not written by Stephen King.
Okay.
And then Darren Aronofsky, he's the one that did Black Swan and Requiem for a Dream, and he hasn't done anything I haven't liked yet. And I watched The Wrestler with Mickey Rourke.
Yeah.
And
Once Was Enough, but I really liked it.
What's that?
Seeing that movie once was enough, but I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I don't think I'd watch it again, but it definitely had a lot of heart and it had a lot of grit. I liked also how it was filmed in a style almost like it was documentary style. In terms of like the quality of the film.
Mm-hmm.
I liked it, and I haven't seen anything of either of those directors that I haven't liked yet. Or John Carpenter, that's not true. I've seen a couple things I haven't liked, but Aronofsky, so far so good. Everything he's done, I've liked.
Cool.
Yeah.
Didn't John Carpenter do Escape from L.A. and then say it was better than Escape from New York? Or am I confusing?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. Okay.
Bob did make that caveat at the end there, probably with that movie in mind.
Yeah.
Hoping neither of us would say anything.
I talked to you guys about it already. Dude Bro Party Massacre 3. Strongly recommend.
Of course.
So, it's made by 5 Second Films. You know, like they're the Instagram account and like they're on TikTok. They maybe on Vine went during the Vine's heyday, but like it's the entire cast and the crew from 5 Second Films, and like Patton Oswalt like helped them with their Kickstarter, so they could put him in the film. But it's a parody of the Massacre franchise from the 80s. It's like teen slasher, frat sorority slasher film, and it's so over the top. There's 10 different writers that are all of the 5 Second stories people, and they were all tasked with writing scenes for the movie without collaborating with one another, and then one head writer like made the storyboard based on their scenes they wrote.
Nice.
But like they add all the stuff into it. Like whenever someone gets frustrated or distressed, they those breakaway T-shirts they have on like MTV Spring Break back in the day. They'd be frustrated, like they'd be like, oh no, and they'd be like, ah, but they like pathetically off and like have trouble with it at multiple points throughout the movie. But it's as stupid as it is. It has like a 97 critical score on Rotten Tomatoes because like they set out to do exactly what they wanted to. And like, it's meant to be like a banned movie from the 80s that some guy just recorded on the VHS at like 4 a.m, and you're watching the VHS. And it's just really fucking funny and subversive and over the top stupid, but it works. And
Bro Dude Massacre Party 3?
Dude Bro Party Massacre 3. It's on Tubi.
Excuse me, yes.
Yeah. It's fucking amazing though. And that's basically what I watched this week. That's the only one I really want to talk about on air because I really got to piss. But I fucking love it.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
All right, well let's throw it to back credit names then.
Sure.
Jeff, this is my friend John.
Oh, Jeff, I heard a lot of good things about you.
Yeah.
Where'd you find this son of a bitch?
He's a friend of mine from school.
A friend?
Jeff, John.
Oh, Jeff.
John. Jeff, how can you act
Jeff.
like
Oh,
that? Jeff.
Shut up!
Jeff, John. John.
Back credit names. O.E.L. Marks.
O.E.L. Marks. Okay.
Pad Kadush.
Okay.
Steve Wang.
Okay.
Right.
Screaming Mad George. And the winner this week, Sandy Yunt.
Ew.
Nobody needs a Sandy Yunt.
No one needs a Sandy Yunt. Fucking disgusting.
All right, let's throw it to the movie scores. We're not comparing. We're not doing an offensive minigame, so let's just throw it to the movie scores.
Cool. Am I just playing the comparison bumper
Yeah.
anyway? All right.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
It's time to compare the movies. Something we haven't done since.
Oh my god!
1962.
1962. Oh my god! Oh my god!
That was the last oh my god that we're ever gonna have on the show.
Oh my god. You're right.
Oh, I'm sure we'll sneak back in.
We'll sneak it back in for sure.
Yeah.
Plus 37.2 and best of its kind. Chris wins with a 4-star. Great job, Chris. It works really well, right? That's what we concluded. The dialogue is just badass. The production, overcoming adversity, acting pretty damn good, and merits its pacing.
Yes.
We got to give it credit for that. And next week, we are watching what, Bob?
What's it called again? Something heads or tails?
The Thing with Two Heads.
The Thing with Two Heads.
The Thing with Two Heads.
I mentioned it to my son, and as I was standing there, he started researching it immediately. And apparently, one of the lead actors, has quite a history. So maybe that'll pop into our fact no fact for next week.
Okay.
I would say that I'm looking forward to it, but I'm not.
Yeah.
So Rob, plug us and send it to Bob for his last word.
Sure. www.theworstmovieevermade.com. You can find us on YouTube. You can find us on Spotify. We're taking over Google. We're taking over Apple. You can email us. Bob?
The chopper.
No, of course. It had to be.
Oh, speaking of which, one second. Ready? You guys ready for this?
Yeah.
Run! Go! Get to the chopper!
Yeah.
I just want you to save that clip for all future episodes.
Okay, will do. Okay, got it. I'm saving it right now. Cool. All right, guys.
Awesome.
We will see you next week. That false start at the beginning has thrown off my urination schedule by about 15 minutes, so my back teeth are floating. So here's the theme song. Bye, Jelly Scoop.
Bye, Jelly Scoop.